It's day 2 of 2025 and we bought us a first gen Cummins 200 miles away from home. Today we're going to try and get it there. It is a running driving truck, which is pretty rare for us because usually we don't get stuff that's running, but I don't know much about a diesel. We're going to see if we can make it. Got pretty dry tires. Currently we are in the state of Illinois. We gotta go to Missouri. I don't think we're gonna make it on these. I don't know if we're gonna make it anyways. The other one's way worse.
Spit all that day.
Big shout out to CC for sending this little impact out. It's working on this. This is the bad one. A little separation going on. She would have probably flown apart on us. Hopefully the hub's the same. We're big enough. Oh.
Oh no.
Not big enough. Dodge is always bigger.
It's like a grinder to it.
Damn. Right up. Got a little bit of a squeaky bump maybe, but no big deal. I got my buddy Ross. You can check him out on YouTube as well. He's going to be following me in the old gas getter. See if we can make it. We're going to go about 20 miles and stop to get a bite to eat. Yeah, I've wanted one of these trucks for quite some time. They're just so pricey and they're actually becoming pretty hard to find. Now, this one is a 2-wheel drive. I did want a 4-wheel drive, but you can't be too picky. The price wasn't too bad. It is a 91.5, so therefore she is the intercooled 5.9 12 valve. These motors are legendary. Arguably one of the most reliable diesels ever made. I must say I am pretty nervous. I've never bought something like this and drove it all the way home, which it's a first gen. I shouldn't be nervous at all. It's just like buying any other car. You look it over, make sure the guy is an honest dude, which I feel like this one is. So here we are. We'll either regret it or we won't. So he did say it had a charging issue and they bypassed the voltage regulator. They're pretty junk on these old Dodge trucks. It's the same thing for the gas ones. And they put a 1-wire GM alternator on this thing. So it does have that. Looking at it right now, when he first started it up, I think the battery's kind of dead because that voltage was jumping around. Right now she's sitting at, looks like 12 volts, so that's good. Hopefully we don't have any issues and kill a battery on the way. We probably will stop by the O'Reilly's and get some stuff for this gal.
Arrive at Roper's Regal Beagle. Arrived.
All right, well, we made it to the lunch spot, so that was good. Squeaking belt. Is that me? No, I had to do that. A couple droplets maybe there. Grabbed a bite to eat. Hopefully she starts up for us.
Your next stop is O'Reilly Auto Parts.
We didn't have to drive very far, did we? So we're trying to find fuel right now. Stopped at 2 gas stations. Neither one had diesel. They were literally gas stations. I don't know if Illinois is against diesels or what the deal is, but we have a little over a quarter tank, but I'd rather fill up sooner than later because I don't know if I trust that. And also I got some injector cleaner from the O'Reilly's that I'd like to put in here. Crossing the Mississippi. Back into Missouri. Thank goodness. Hopefully we can find some diesel now. First way we will not on the nice paint. Yeah, that's probably more than they tell you to put in there, but I like to run it a little hot. What's going on around here? Back on the road. Hopefully we don't gotta stop till we get home.
Yeah.
Yeah, showing no fuel now, even though we just filled the rod. Have to get came out of town, so we should make it. Right?
On an empty tank.
All right, we'll see.
When I was a young boy, I would walk to the riverside. It was a secret place to get away, a place where I could run and hide. I didn't have a care inside. All my troubles seemed so light. Well, everything just felt so right as I sat by the riverside. Well, now the years are come and gone. I'm now a man of my own. Well, oh, but nothing has seemed to change. The river's still my great escape. I splash the water in my face, roll my jeans up and wave, and sit beneath the tree and shade. Let my worries drift away. Well, how is it that the simple things of life, well, are the things that seem to find? Well, it's the things that are forgotten that seem to care.
Well, we have about an hour left. The truck seems like it's doing great. Has a little bit of vibration, but this thing has some junk tires on it that need to be replaced. Also got some wind noise coming from the old wing window there. The truck's doing good. Very happy with the purchase so far. Hopefully I'm not jinxing myself, but we'll be home soon, and then we can start the fun stuff.
They say the water soothes the soul. It does for me, is all I know. So I'll sit underneath the moon and sing me a little tune, and let the river fill my soul and wash away my blues. Of life, well, are the things that seem to find? Well, it's the things that are forgotten that seem to care. They say the water soothes the soul. It does for me, is all I know. So I'll sit underneath the moon, sing me a little tune.
Well, I jinxed myself. I got this old girl home. I started up the other day after we got a bunch of snow. Cold start, started right up. Came out the next day, which was yesterday, try and fire this thing up so I could drive it, go put some brand new tires on it. Would not start. Didn't even want to try. I put a new fuel filter on it. I thought maybe it was gummed up. I got that fuel filter off. It was perfectly fine. I went ahead, put a brand new one on there with some 911 inside that filter. And also it appears that the fuel pump is priming. So possibly I have air in the system. I'm not for sure. I've been doing a little bit of reading. It does seem like I'm getting a little bit out of the injectors. I got 2, 3, and 4 cracked right now. Let me turn it over and let's see if it'll squirt. Maybe it'll purge some air out of the system here. All right, let's see if she'll start. I think I got it purged pretty good. It did squirt a little bit out of the injectors. Start for me. I hope it's nothing difficult. I don't know enough about diesels. She's running. She was not happy though. On the rig, and she's looking a lot better and she's riding a lot better, but I got the new tire not doing better. I burnt her up. So here's that alternator right here. Dad and I were looking at this thing and only has one part number on the top here, 731407, and can't find anything about that alternator. Thinking it's like an agriculture one, and by what we found one similar. That thing is only rated for 64 amps. So we did the right thing. We bought the PA Performance alternator. I did a lot of reading on the first gen forums on Facebook, and you guys highly recommend this alternator. It's got a lifetime warranty, and it bolts right on. Supposedly, any other one wire alternator, you gotta alter the bracket and do a bunch of weird things. So we bought this one. It should be self-exciting. So we use the factory wiring for this thing and run it to the positive terminal on the battery, and she should work and hopefully charge and eliminate any issue you might have with that external voltage regulator that are known to be junk. This thing is pricey, $320, but she does look pretty high quality and looks pretty good actually. Man, she is heavy. It already has the 8-groove pulley on her. This is not sponsored, and I don't know if it's a good product yet for my personal opinion since I haven't used it, but we're going to get it thrown on here and we'll figure that out pretty quick. While we're at it, we're going to be replacing the belt with this guy right here. This is part number, should be K80830. So this belt right here is, I believe, 80816. It's actually almost an inch shorter, which I'm not for sure why they even make that, because this is actually for a non-intercooled AC truck, which they didn't even make these trucks past 91.5 non-intercooled. And also, why would they be different lengths? I'm not for sure, but we were having trouble with that belt, so here we are. So this is the factory wiring right here. This should be our hot. We'll test that to make sure, but that's what we'll be putting on the back of the alternator and utilize the factory wiring that came on this truck. That'll go to the positive terminal on the battery. These two terminals, one I believe is a ground and one's hot, and that I believe went to your voltage regulator. And then this guy here will also don't need this one, and this big long one will be our ground. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a lot of tape on these three right here, because they're not going to be utilized no more, and then we'll get this hooked up. Really, you are so good at losing stuff.
I didn't lose it, it just fell.
Alright, so we got that alternator on, got the brand new belt. We did end up doing the ground wire. It doesn't say anything about doing that, but we went ahead, get the battery in here, and we'll see if this thing's are all good. It's moving. They said you have to get it up to around 1800 to excite it. There it goes. Seems weird. It's bouncing back and forth. I hear something clicking. Hey, the blower actually works now. Looking good.
A little better, but still low.
So we drove it quite a bit last night. Seems like that PA Performance alternator was the fix. Now we're gonna dig into the inside of this truck. I wanna be putting exhaust on it, but the exhaust ain't here. And I wanna get this carpet nice and clean. So I went ahead and I bought this Bissell steamer right here. I haven't ever used something like this, but hopefully we can get it clean using that. For some reason, I don't know if the wing window's leaking possibly, but we're getting the carpet slightly wet and you can see it's been leaking for quite some time.
She was stocking the shelves with some bottles of bean, a tight tank top looking long and lean, a fireball of sexy, and I wanted a shot of that. So I reached for a bottle right next to her. She smiled at me and said, "How you doing, sir?" And that's all it took to hook me into coming back. The girl from the liquor store, how can a man ever ask for more? She has the key to all the booze. It's a win-win, I can't lose. She made a mark on me, that's for sure. The girl from the liquor store.
It's coming quite a bit cleaner. The carpet, we just have to keep scrubbing it. Anyways, the headliner looks like crap in this thing, and all these plastic pieces are broken. I'm kind of curious. I know the early trucks, they didn't even have this plastic around here. And so I'm gonna actually start taking that plastic off and see what it looks like running without of it. Then I'll pull this headliner out.
Back in till I finally got her number. We went out on our first date, and that's when I saw her wild turkey side. She unlocked the door to the store that night. We were loving and drinking, and I knew that I had it made.
The interior is looking tremendously better. I like running without the headliner. I probably still need to take those plastic pieces off there, but that looks way better than that drooping junk stuff that was in there. The rest of the parts I had for this truck are in the mail. Anyways, guys, we had a great 2024 year. Thank you guys for getting us to 30,000 subscribers. If you're not subscribed already, consider doing that for us because we highly appreciate it. Hopefully this year we can get a shop built to make these projects a little easier. Anyways, until next time, appreciate it, guys. Comment what you think we should do to this rig. Have a good night.